Hi everyone, Uncle Raymond here and welcome to a new and quite special video. Now we all know what Kyosho MINI-Zs are. They are these mini RC models of cars, buggies, rock crawlers and even F1 cars, ranging from 1:24 to 1:28 scales. Well, I didn't know MINI-Z RC motorcycles existed until I stumbled upon them while searching for Kyosho's 1/8 scale hanging on racers. The moment I saw this Kyosho Motor Racer Yamaha YZR M1 and found a brand new in-box version for sale on a Japanese auction site, I knew I just had to have it. Another reason why I decided to pay a premium for this, apart from it being a sealed unused unit, was that this model was launched in 2012, making this example around 13 years old. Well, it isn't every day you can find a gem like this, and I'm sure any RC enthusiast will jump at the chance of acquiring this at the drop of a heartbeat. The only thing I was worrying about was whether or not it would still work, as I was kind of skeptical about having a LiPo battery sitting in storage for more than a decade. So, without further ado, let's unbox this little baby. I have actually already opened this storage box just to make sure I got sent the right thing. I love how these Japanese sellers package their items, so very neat and appropriately protected. So here is the Motor Racer, wrapped in a plastic bag. Its full name is MINI-Z Radio Controlled Electric Powered Motorcycle MC-01 2.4 GHz. Look how tiny this little fella is. Confirmation that it is still sealed? Well, the seller could have resealed it, but I chose to give them the benefit of the doubt. At the back of the box, you'll find some specifications. So this has an e-gyro that optimizes the motorcycle's stability, and it has a Kyosho Perfex KT19 radio system. The e-gyro here, a tiny servo and cordless motor, full set of ball bearings, a USB charger, and the fingertip size 120 mAh 1S LiPo battery. Okay, it is now time to break the 13 years old seal. You can see here how careful I am trying to open the box properly and in removing the plastic tray inside. To be honest everyone, the box and packaging inside really don't feel like it's been sitting in storage for more than a decade. I'm really very surprised. Here is a mini user manual, pun intended. Again, no yellowing on the paper, which is a good sign. So let's take a look at the transmitter first. It does feel a little toy-like compared to Kyosho's more serious range of transmitters, but I'm pretty sure it will operate just fine. Here are some trims for the gyro, the power button, and a steering trim. I'm just turning it here to make sure it's not all bunched up. Okay, what is this here? Oh, a button to eject the battery tray. Why can't more transmitters have such a cool and convenient feature? So, it does require 4 AAA batteries. There is a retractable antenna, perfect for storage. Now, let's take a look at the star of the show here. Gosh, the entire motorcycle feels tiny. Barely the size of my palm. The overall quality feels really good, and the details are what you would expect from a high-quality Kyosho RC model. And this is an officially licensed model, and oops, Hope I didn't already break something. As I was saying, it's officially licensed, so everything you see here is authentically reproduced, from the livery and right down to even the decals on the Aquaprovic exhaust and Olin's suspension forks. How am I supposed to fit the motorcycle stand? Anyway, I will figure it out later. Here is the tiny 120 mAh 1S LiPo battery. This is the one I worry about the most. Look how small it is, and it has a micro 2-pin JST connector. Here is the USB charger, which seems to be stuck. The USB cable, a small pair of plastic tweezers to help remove the battery. I suppose you have to grab the end of this tiny label stickered to the battery to pull the battery out, like so. Oh, there is a tiny hex wrench, and that's about it. Let's charge the battery up and see if this thing works. Okay, so the battery is done charging. By the way, its charging time is negligible since it's such a small LiPo battery. The battery compartment is on the left side of the motor racer, and you do need to use the small plastic tweezers to carefully pull out the battery lid before attaching the micro JST plug. It only goes in one direction, so you would never plug it in wrongly. Do be gentle though when you are inserting the battery, as you have to kind of find the right angle to insert it properly. A tip here, it's best to use a small piece of tape to secure the battery cover, as it is quite small and may be prone to dislodging should you crash while driving this motor racer. The on-off switch is right at the bottom of the rear cowl, which is quite handy. Always switch on the transmitter first. Okay, blue light indicates it's on. And then switch on the motor racer. The red light will blink to indicate pairing. Once it's done, you will hear the e-gyro starting up. Okay, steering is alive, transmitter is working. Now let's check the throttle. All good, which means there's nothing wrong with this kit or the tiny LiPo battery. The motor racer may be tiny, but I probably shouldn't be trying to drive this on my work desk. Anyway, all good, so let's take the motor racer out on its maiden run then. Confession here, I've never driven an RC motorcycle before, so I briefly browsed through the user manual thinking it would be enough. On this maiden run, I brought a friend along hoping to have some help filming a chase video. Silly me forgot to press record on this first run, and on the second attempt, I did record something, but the battery was already running low. As you can see, neither one of us could drive the motor racer properly, let alone have a chase car film its run. We did momentarily capture the motor racer doing a flip and kind of balancing itself on one wheel though. On its second outing, I brought the motor racer to an empty multi-story car park to put in some more practice. Well, it wasn't easy and I could hardly keep the motor racer balanced. Another thing I noted was the motor racer doesn't really like any undulations on the ground. Rough surfaces are near impossible to drive on, and the slightest bump will send the motor racer flying if you went fast enough. The third outing didn't fare much better, and I was still struggling to keep the motor racer balanced and turning without leaning too much. By its fourth outing, I was slowly getting the hang of it. I just had to keep reminding myself to steer in the opposite direction of the lead and apply a bit of throttle to bring the motor racer back upright. It feels counterintuitive, kind of like how to fly an RC helicopter upside down. Personally, I find learning to drive an RC motorcycle more difficult than trying to fly an RC helicopter. By its fifth outing, my muscle memory was getting better and I could keep the motor racer balanced more of the time. And also noticed that it does drive pretty well even at low throttle levels. I guess the e-gyro does work well and I left the trim levels at their most neutral settings. By the time I was filming this section of this video, I was quite confident and could point and steer the motor racer at my intended directions. I've also noticed that slowing down or applying a bit of braking before turning helps. Overall, I'm having a lot of fun with this motor racer and I'm really happy that I was able to find a brand new inbox unit that is still working well despite being in storage for more than a decade. I definitely hope my experience thus far with this motor racer will help me when I build my Kyosho 1/8 scale hanging on racer. So do subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss that video when it's done. Last but not least, I do hope this video is able to provide you with some insights and help should you plan to or already have a Kyosho MINI-Z Moto Racer. Once again, thank you everyone for watching and Uncle Raymond will see you in the next videos.